What's up guys, it's JTB Gaming here, and today we have the first episode of a new series in which I will be taking AC Horsens from Denmark to European glory. Looking at the team, they are a 1.5 star team with a 63 rated offense, a 63 rated midfield, and a 64 rated defense. With the players currently at the club, I will be looking to line us up in a 4-4-2. We'll have Delac in goal, Nyman at right back, Mesovic and Ludwig at center backs, Lomb at left back, Jacobsen and Hansen at center mids, Thorensen at right mid, Prip at left mid, Brock Madsen and Pohl at strikers. Looking at the other teams in the Superliga, the two big teams in Copenhagen and Midtjylland are definitely going to be a struggle for us. However, I feel like the rest of the teams we have a chance of beating. Looking at the league, since it is only a 14-team league, I think we could finish in 8th, as I feel like there are definitely 6 teams that we could easily defeat every time we play them. However, every game is not guaranteed. We now look at the board objectives, and youth development is a medium priority and a 3. The club wanted us to sign 1 player in our youth academy assigned to the forward position, and sign at least 2 players younger than 20 years old with greater potential than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position, which I feel like we will very easily be able to do with the worst of the worst youth scouts. I feel like we will buy most likely a 3-star, as it is a cheap, good option. For the brand exposure goal, the club wants us to sell out at least 50% of our home games this season, which I feel like we will definitely be able to do. The financial requirement is a medium priority, so we will have to take this into account when doing our transfers, because the club wants us to finish with $3.4 million in unspent funds. Domestically, the club wants us to finish mid-table, which I feel like we will be able to do, and in the Domestic Cup, they want us to reach the quarterfinal stage. We currently have a $3.3 million transfer budget and a $15,000 wage budget. I will most likely only spend $1 million of that, as I want to make sure that we reach our financial objective. Looking at our GTN scouts, the first set of instructions I'm assigning to them is to find a player who is between the ages of 23 and 28 with less than a year left on their contract, so that we could sign a player on a free transfer. The second set of instructions I want our scouts to find is a box-to-box first-team quality central midfielder, because I want to switch the team to a 4-3-3 holding or a 4-3-3 attack, and I do not want to play the 4-4-2, and the club does not have 3 good center mids, so I'm looking to change that. Looking at the players I'm going to be training, Pohl, our striker, I'm just going to improve his finishing, as he is already a good dribbler and he is fast. We just need him to be able to convert the opportunities he gets. The second player I'm going to be training up is Prip. He is a player who has a good, decent potential, and I want to make sure that he is able to blossom. We now get into the first game of the season as we host FC Nordsjælland at the Casa Arena for the regular season. For this first game of the season, we will be lining up in that 4-4-2. FC Nordsjælland will be lining up in a 4-3-3 false 9. That false 9 could prove to be a difficult challenge for us, as we only have 2 center mids and 2 center backs, so he could find himself in pockets of space frequently. In the 64th minute, Nordsjælland have the ball out wide. Lomb is beaten by their right winger before he carries it towards the byline. He then cuts it back to a player who is unmarked, and he puts it into the back of the net, as that goal puts us down 1-0 in the 65th minute. In the 80th minute, Pohl gets the ball out wide. He's able to skill past the defender before he gets into the box. He is able to find Brock Madsen, but Madsen does not take a good enough touch before the ball is now cleared away, and we are now ourselves in danger of being counterattacked as the ball is spread out wide to the left, as Ludwig cannot get to the defender, and he looks like he will be able to cross the ball into the box. He cuts it back to that player. That player is able to take the shot, but Delac is able to make the save in the 83rd minute. With the ensuing corner, we are able to get the ball cleared by the first man. Pohl is then able to get the ball. He is then able to use his speed to get past that defender, as he is now dribbling with players hopefully getting into the box to support him. He takes a touch past the defender. He shoots. The defender takes him down in the box. I thought it was a PK, but apparently the defender did get the ball. At full time, we would lose our first game of the season, 1-0. It is definitely not the way that we wanted to start the game. However, it could have been worse. Looking at the player ratings at the end of the game, Delac did well by having a 7.3 player rating. Our center backs did well by having a 7.1 and a 7.0. Lomb, our left back, did well by having a 6.9. Nyman did not do so well, as he had a 6.3 rating. Thorsen did somewhat well, as he had a 6.7. Hansen and Jacobsen, our center mids, definitely did not have that great of games as they both finished under 7. Prip did well as he had a 7.1 rating. Madsen had a 5.9 along with Pohl, and that is not a good rating we want for our strikers. Looking at the match facts at the end of the game, we definitely were completely dominated by Nordstrand, as they had 12 shots and 7 of those being on target while we only had 1 shot on target. They dominated possession, they had more tackles, they had a higher pass accuracy. We just truly did not deserve to win this game. We now take a break from the action as we have a big transfer, as we have looked to buy Oni Valakari, a center mid from a Norwegian side team, and we will be getting rid of Brock Madsen and paying $688,750. We were able to sign Valakari, and he will be joining us on $1.5 thousand wage. He will be an important player for us, as he will be that third midfielder for us, and he is with the club for the next 5 years. We now have another game in the league as we travel to Jysk Park to face Silkeborg IF. Silkeborg will be lining up in a 4-1-4-1. This is a very defensive formation, so this could be a very boring 1-0 win for us, hopefully. For this game, I've decided to test out the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, as our goalkeeper and backline will stay the same. We will have Jacobsen at defensive mid, Thoresen and Prip at center mids, Valakari at center mid, with Hansen and Pohl up top. In the 57th minute, the ball is played out wide for Thoresen. Thoresen is then able to play it into Hansen. Hansen plays it back to Thoresen before Thoresen plays it through to Valakari. Valakari is able to put it past the goalkeeper to put us up 1-0 in the 59th minute. In the 61st minute, Silkeborg have the ball in our half. They are possessing the ball around before they are able to get the ball in behind the defense. Ludwig is beat on the dribble before they are able to play it into the box, as Lum cannot deflect the ball away before it's put into the back of the net, as they tie the game up at 1-1 in the 62nd minute. At full time, we would end up tying 1-1, as it was a very boring game. Looking at the player ratings at the end of the game, Delac did well as he had a 7.0, and our defense all finished above 7.2. Our original midfield all finished above a 7.3, which is very good, with Valakari and Thoresen finishing above 8. Hansen and Pohl, our strikers, did only end up with 6.6 and a 6.9, which is not, again, good. Looking at the match facts, it was a very, very boring game, as Silkeborg just sat back and looked to counterattack us, as it shows, as there was only 3 shots on target the whole entire game. We did have 56% possession. We could have made more of our chances, but we were not able to do so. We now have a big game in the league as we host FC Copenhagen at the Casa Arena. For this game, I will be lining up in a 4-1-4-1, as I want to stay defensive, as this is one of the better teams, so we will be looking to play for the draw. Copenhagen will be lining up in a 4-4-2. You're definitely going to have to watch out for their striker Ndoye, as he is one of the better players in this league. In just the 2nd minute of the game, Valakari plays the ball out wide for Prip. Prip then plays it through back to Valakari. Valakari is able to dribble around his defender. He cuts it back across to one of the center backs and smashes the ball near post to put us up 1-0 in the 4th minute, giving us the very early lead. In the 15th minute, we have some bad news as Prip has gone down with an injury, and it looks like he will have to be taken off. The referee does say that he has to be taken off, as this is not something good that we wanted from this game. Prip was playing our right mid, and he will be replaced by Franston. As you can see on this replay here, it was just a free collision, as this injury looks bad as it could be a knee. In the 17th minute, Lum has the ball out wide. He plays it through into Pohl. Pohl uses his speed to get around the first defender before he looks to cross the ball in, and he plays it into Thoresen, who heads the ball into the back of the net to put us up 2-0 in the 18th minute. In the 39th minute, Copenhagen have the ball in a dangerous area. Neumann turns the ball over before they get the ball in a box. The first cross does not work. Lom is able to block the first shot, but the second shot goes into the back of the net, as we are now only up 2-1 in the 40th minute. In the 60th minute, we are looking to counterattack Copenhagen as the ball is played into Prip from Franston. Prip is doing a good job. He gets into the box, and he's able to put it into the back of the net off the post to put us up 3-1 in the 61st minute. At full time, we would go on to win 3-1 thanks to a goal from Valakari, Thorson, and Pohl. Looking at our player ratings, the whole entire team did very well, as Dolac finished with a 7.1, Nyman and Masovic finished on a 7.6 and 7.4, Ludwig finished with an 8.1, Lum finished with a 7.8, Jacobson only finished with a 7.2, Hansen finished with a 7.3, Valakari finished with an 8.1, Franston finished with an 8.2, Thorson with an 8.8, and Pohl got man of the match as he finished with a 9.3 player rating, as he did have a goal and he was very good for us going forward as he was able to score and have an assist. Prip, who went off injured, finished with a 7.8 rating as well. Looking at the match facts, it was an extremely even game as we both had 5 shots and 3 shots on target. The possession battle was very equal. We were just able to create a lot more from our chances, as we were able to score all of our shots on target while they were only able to score one of them. The injury to Luka Prip was not as bad as I thought it would be, as he has dislocated his shoulder and he is only going to be out for 8 weeks, which is better than the 4 months I thought he might have possibly been out for. After the first 3 games in the league, we are currently in 6th place, which is very good as we will be in the upper division once it's... Looking at the month of August, which will be next episode, we have 4 league games, and our toughest one will be against FC Midtjylland on August 11th. I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode. This is the first episode of a series that I do plan on continuing. If you want to see more videos like this, check out some of the other videos on my YouTube channel. And it's G2B Gaming, signing off.